What is up, you boys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, as you guys can already see in the description of this video, we're going to be discussing something that seems to be a very frequent question, and is also a question that I had once for myself. Can you start on a 600cc motorcycle? Bro, I took the baffle out of this exhaust, and I really just need to give you guys a start so you guys can actually hear how this sounds with a cold start.
Whoop. Here I come.
Tell me this shit isn't crazy. I think there's one simple answer. Well, maybe not as simple as you guys think, but yes and no. You know, it's a little bit of a caveat that I will explain to you guys here shortly. Now, the reason why I say yes and no is because I think this varies per person. So what does that mean? I think if you know yourself, right? If you are a very mature person that can respect the motorcycle's power, that you know you will be taking it easy, then I think there's a possibility that you may be able to start on 600. That's if, once again, if you're starting your entire journey doing things the correct way. If you took the MSF, if you purchased all your gear ahead of time, and you have prepared ahead of time in order to buy your motorcycle, then I think that you're probably more than likely should be good with a 600cc motorcycle. Now, when don't I think that it is a good idea for you to buy a 600cc motorcycle? If you know that you're immature, if you know that you won't be able to restrain yourself, you know, trying to use the bike's power, trying to redline it immediately, if you don't have the finances, because if you can't afford to either get your motorcycle serviced or you can't afford insurance, I really think it's a bad idea. You see, as maybe some of you guys already know, this is my first motorcycle. I had ridden motorcycles before, but many years ago, and I never really learned the proper way. But I did take the MSF. I purchased all my gear beforehand. I got my license. The bike is insured. So I did prepare, or somewhat prepared, right? Because I guess you can still be even more prepared than I was. You see, when I purchased my motorcycle that you're seeing right now, I obviously knew, even though I took the MSF course, that I'm very far from a professional rider, and that it was going to be very different to be in an empty parking lot. So what I did was, when I purchased the motorcycle, I literally kept it on the lowest power mode possible, which is rain mode. And I have recently pretty much taken it out of this mode not too long ago. Maybe about a month ago or so, I took it out of rain mode when the bike was first serviced, just because I knew that I was going to be on these roads with cars that don't care for your safety, and I wanted to take it easy. So I made that adult decision to place the motorcycle in its lowest power mode. If you can make a conscious decision as I did, and you're thinking about what you're going to do before you do it, how can it possibly affect you, I say again, I think you could, potentially. However, a lot of professionals will still disagree with me on saying why 600 is a bad idea for you. And they may have very valid points. I do think that whether you can or not buy a 600 motorcycle for your first motorcycle, it is completely up to the person. Being on the road for the first time, it's completely different than being in the parking lot. Very different. You will stall. There's no denying that. I stalled a lot of times, especially when I was either going uphill or it was a sticky situation. Traffic is another one. Traffic is scary, bro. When you're getting into traffic, right in between cars, lane splitting like it is legal here in California, that is a whole different beast. Taking turns, stopping all of a sudden, All of those things are very, very different on a car than in a motorcycle. So, with all that being said, keep in mind, you should take all of those into consideration before you even think about purchasing a 600cc motorcycle. Now, you boys, with all that being said, you don't have to get a 600cc motorcycle. You can always get something smaller. Starting with a small motorcycle or a smaller engine does not make you less of a man. Start with whatever you're comfortable with. Don't let nobody tell you to get in a 400 or a 500 or anything for that matter. It's a bad decision. Trust me. Always ride your own ride, bro. And the best advice I can give you guys from a beginner's perspective is to take your time. I know it sounds very cliche, but if I'm glad of something that I did, is that I waited. Anytime I saw a bike pass by or anything, you know, I get those urges, but I highly recommend that you take your time, bro. These motorcycles are not going to go anywhere. They're going to be there. Next year is going to be a new one, and the following year a new one is going to come out, and so on and so forth. Take your time. Don't rush your finances. Take the MSF if you can. Buy your gear beforehand. Get your license, bro. I cannot stress that enough. Also, get insurance. I know for some reason it's like extremely popular that riders don't have any of that stuff, but I'm telling you, the peace of mind that you get, having that peace of mind, boys, that in case you get stopped or anything, if something happens that you're legal, it's worth it. The peace of mind is worth it, and it doesn't take much. If you were able to obtain your car license, right, your regular driver's license, you can also obtain your M1. So yeah, you boys, with that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any more questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and drop them down in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you so much. Hope you guys take care. Look at this, boys, man. Just because. Let me give you guys some revs. Holy shit, you can't tell me that shit's not perfect. Anyways, you guys take care. I appreciate you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one.